Hello, welcome. In this video, we're going to do two constructions. And in the first one, we are looking for an equilateral triangle with a perimeter equal to the length of the given segment. So this segment right here, in order to kind of bend it into an equilateral triangle, I want to split it in three equal pieces. So I'm going to use my compass to do that. Kind of drag it up here. And this is kind of just a partition that we're doing, a partition construction. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'll use my line tool to draw a line. You would use a straight edge here. So I'm going to just draw a line from this point, and I can really go at any angle I want. I'm going to just be more than generous, go about that far. Now what I want to do is mark three equal lengths on this segment. I don't need to split that new segment into thirds. I just need to draw three segments of equal length. Okay, so for example, I've got a compass set. I'm going to draw the first one, move it over. Okay, got it. Draw it again, and then draw it again. And I've got my three segments. Okay, now what I want to do is I'm trying to make a parallelogram essentially. I've got this one side right here. From this point, I want to connect it to the end of our segment here. So I'm going to make my compass wider, hope it reaches. Okay. Pretty close. Let me do a little test. That's pretty good for the demonstration. So I've measured that segment right there. I'm going to copy it over here. I'm going to go with a pretty big arc because I'm not too confident that I have everything in the perfect position. And what I just did was I gave myself two congruent lengths across from each other. And now I need this top length to be copied across down here. Parallelograms have two pairs of opposite equal sides. So I want to measure this. Okay, how far do I go? Am I going to reach? Just made it. There we go. So that measurement right there, I'm going to kind of flip the direction of my compass, go here, and mark where it crosses the arc. I moved it. If you move it, line it back up. I'm going to do undo. So there it is. So that intersection right there, I'm going to draw with my line. You use your straight edge from this point to this point. That's congruent from here to here. This segment right here is congruent length. So now I could connect these segments here and complete my parallelogram. But my goal is not to draw a parallelogram necessarily. Oops, wrong tool there. What I want to do is split it in thirds. So I've got this compass, and I'm going to remeasure my arc from before. I'm going to make sure I've got that again. The segments I made right here. So there, the pen's going to line up pretty close. Move it over because it's not exact. Okay, then I bring that over here and repeat. One, and then two, and the third segment I don't need because that's just from this endpoint to this endpoint here. That would make my parallelogram. So now I'm going to connect my first arc here that I've marked with the first one here, my second with the second, and again I could do third to third, but that's just the outer side of my parallelogram. This segment here is congruent to this one, is congruent to this one here. And in fact, I don't even need both of these lines. The goal is to make an equilateral triangle, right? So if I know where this point is, let's say it's about there, right here. From that point to this point here, that's a third of the segment. That's what I need. So this segment right here is the key to my solution. I'm going to, I think I have enough room. I'm going to go to a blank page here, give myself a working line, and I don't know if I could take the compass across pages. Actually, let me just take that back. This is going to look a little messy. Sorry, I'm going to put the working line here, and with the compass, I'm just going to measure, and from point to point, that's a third of the original line. Kind of line it up with this. It's not exactly on it. Close. There we go. Always test it. That looks pretty good. That length, the compass has a third measured out of our triangle, and it has to be equilateral triangle. So I'm going to mark here. I'm going to go all the way up, and then switch direction, and mark here. And that will form the equilateral triangle I need. Let me switch color to, let's use purple. And I'll go a little bit thinner so it's not hard for you to see. So from this point to this point, right? And then from this point to this point is the same distance. Never change the compass width. And then from this point to this point here, we have our equilateral triangle. The next one we're going to do is a dilation. So we have a dilation of a triangle from a point P by a scale factor of -1/2. So I'm going to kind of move this image this way. Because the negative dilation is going to go, like a positive dilation, here's my center, here's my point C. A positive dilation would go in this direction, but the negative dilation goes in the other direction. So I'm going to keep the line a little fine there. And what you want to do is you want to draw a line from a point through the center of dilation and do it for each of them. So from a point, now this program is a little, not so happy, sorry, with some of the construction tools here because it snaps. So like it tries to predict where I want the point to be. Let's see if I can get it to work. Just for demonstration here. Oh, that's not so great. Let's see if I can go. All right. I'm not happy with that. I'm going to pretend, just for the demonstration, that this is actually where point A is, right here. It's the same idea. I have to do this. I'll try to make another video with this where I use an actual compass. You can just see me work it out. But here, suppose this is our triangle. And let me just draw the lines in to make it look good. So our triangle is now blue. So A to C to B, back to C. That's our triangle right there. And I'm going to cover up this stuff right here. You didn't see it. Okay. Just, this is, I feel like it actually should be easier to do a construction. So I should be using different software. It shouldn't be this hard. Sorry. So focusing, got my blue. Okay, get the thick. Okay. So my last point B, I want to go through P with a line. Now I'm being overly generous. I don't need to go that far. All right. And I want to change that to black so it's kind of in the background. Right. This would be your initial construction. So lines from each vertex, or if you have any kind of polygon, each vertex or any shape, take some critical points, draw the lines from those points through the center. And then now it's about distance. A scale factor of -1/2 says, okay, whatever the distance is from C to P, we want to measure that in half, cut that in half, and then put that on the other side of P. Same with B and A. So there's different ways of doing this. Let's get our compass in the picture to use that as our tool. I have to drag it down, I think. There it is from the last problem. Okay. So again, the exact order in which you do this doesn't matter. So another way I could do it is just to measure to C. I'm gonna mark that. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna mark it and check it. Okay, I like that. Go to the other side of the line. That's if it was a scale factor of -1, all right? And as you might remember, you can construct a perpendicular bisector of these 2 points. So we'll do that real quick. We just need our arc up here. And then we also need that down below. And okay, bring it back up. Switch direction, and without changing the width, I've already got it measured out nice. And this could be wider. It could even be narrower. It just has to go at least halfway between the 2 points. So, but I don't want to keep adjusting my compass. So I'm going to use what I have already. There's the other arc. And what that does is it gives me if I connect those 2 intersections, I'm going to get the point that's halfway between P and where the image of C would be if the scale factor were -1. So I'm just going to kind of connect this. When you're doing this with your construction, you need to draw this whole line. That might clutter things up, but you want to mark at least where it hits this path right here. So that's where C prime is going to be. I'm going to write it with my trackpad, sorry. Boom, that's C prime. Now B prime and A prime, we follow kind of the same algorithm here. So let's do that real quick. We're going to measure from P to A. Boom. Now when I say measure, line it up and then draw it to make sure it's looking good. That's a little off for me. So I'm gonna realize my compass needle could go over a little bit there. That's looking good. I'm gonna switch sides, mark it. And again, that's where A prime would go if the scale factor was -1, but we're doing the bisector. So I'm gonna go up here, and then down here, and then switch direction, boop, bring it over. And this is a perpendicular bisector construction you're seeing up here, and then down here, boom. Okay, I got that. And again, you want to connect this intersection to this one and see where it crosses the path you've already established. So we'll do that, then the line up. Okay, go from intersection to intersection up here. And again, it's kind of snapping. So I think if I go like this, maybe I go more dramatic. No matter how far I go, okay. Boy, so here, I lost, oh boy. I lost it. No, where is it? Sorry. Right here. So I'm going to, again, have to approximate. It's actually like kind of right here. This is snapping to too much. So I'm going to estimate, if it was this line, it would be here. So probably like right here. You could be more precise in your sketches. That's half the distance. And then one more time, hopefully the compass will work for this one here. We want to go from B to P. So just kind of orient it differently. There's B. Okay, here's P. Draw the intersection. Oop, didn't make it. Go a little wider. Make sure I'm centered here. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to bring it up. And then draw it. And now what I want to do is mark the perpendicular bisector of this smaller segment here. So I'm going to give myself a little arc on one side, and then go here on the other side. Oh, that's the image, don't want to move that. There it is. And then I want to go from here next, mark it, and mark it again. Oh, don't change the width. If it ever happens, just reset it. All right, bring the compass back to the point and measure to this arc right here. Okay, so now we go from this intersection to this one here with our line tool, your straight edge tool. I'm going to go from here to here. Boom. That, I'm going to draw that with the trackpad, it's going to be B prime. Okay, now, just make sure you connect the dots.